In lesson 2.2, I will be showing you how to solve equations with variables on both sides. Remember, we use our 5 steps to solve equations. And on this first one, as you notice, this is going to be where we have to, variables are on both sides, so we're going to have to move all variables to the left side. I see that minus a on the right side. Well, to move it to the left, I'll do the opposite of what they are doing. So I will add a. That will cancel it out. What I do to one side, I must do to the other. So I'll add an a. I now have, bring down what I have, and I have 7a. Bring that sign with the 14, plus 14 equals negative 7. Now I want to get my constants on the right. So this positive 14, I need to move it to the right. So I will do the inverse, which is minus 14. Excuse me, that will cancel out. What you do to one side, you do to the other. Now once again, these signs are the same. So I will add the numbers 7 plus 14, 21. And I will keep that sign. Bring down what I have not used, which is 7a, equals negative 21. Now, once again, my last step is multiply or divide. I'm trying to get a by itself. Well, they're multiplying 7 by a. I want to get rid of that 7, so I'll do the inverse, which is divide. What I divide by one side, I must divide by on the other. So this, my new answer, I have now solved for a to be a equals negative 3. On to number 2. There's nothing to distribute. Combine like terms. So when I'm looking at this left side of the equal sign, I'm seeing 2 of the same variables. So I have to combine that. There's understood to be a 1 in front of both of those. So when I combine it, I'll just add the 2 numbers. 1 plus 1 is 2. And I just keep the 1 variable. So that will be 2b. Plus 18 equals 4b. Now when I go to onto my next step, variables on left. Are all of my variables on the left? Well, I'm looking for variables. I see 1 on the left and then 1 on the right. I have to get that over. So when I subtract 4b, usually it cancels out. What cancels out means it leaves me with 0. So it does cancel out. It leaves me with 0. But if I just cancel it out and don't put anything here, we're just going to have a big blank. So make sure when you subtract 4 here, it does cancel out, but you're left with 0. What you do with one side, you do to the other. So 2 minus 4, that's going to be a negative 2. You got to just keep bringing that variable down with it. Bring down what you've not used, which is a positive 18, equals 0. Now I got to get these constant, which is 18, to the right. I did the inverse of what they are doing. They're adding 18, so I will subtract 18. Cancels out. What I do to one side, do to the other. 0 minus 18 is negative 18. Now, what else have I not used? It's just negative 2b, and bring that down. Trying to get b by itself. b is being multiplied by negative 2, so I will need to divide by negative 2 to each side. Cancels out on the left. b equals, this will be negative divided by negative is a positive. b equals 9. Once again, you can go back and rewind anything you need to hear again. Alright, so looking here, I don't see parentheses, so I know I won't distribute. Combine like terms. There's nothing on the same side of the equal sign, so that's not combining like terms. Variables on the left. I have 1/2 still on this right side. Got to get it to the left. So I will subtract 1/2c minus 1/2c. Guys, You want to go ahead and put this in decimal form, go for it. If that's easiest for you, whatever you need to do. So 1/2 C minus 1/2 C will leave us with 0. What you do to one side, you have to do to the other. Alright, 1/2 minus 1/2. I'm trying to think of the best way I would do this. So if you'll get your calculator, I'll just be using my phone. And you turn this 1/2. You get your calculator and you turn this 1/2 into a decimal. So negative 0.5. Negative 0.5 minus 0.5. You're going to see that it gives you a negative 1. Okay? The only thing is we cannot forget to put the variable with it. So right now what we not use, which is negative 5 and equals 0. So I will need to now get constants on right. So the 5 is a constant. I will add 5. Cancels out. What I do to one side, I do to the other. And that leaves me with, right now what I haven't used, that's negative 1C equals 5. Now if this was just 1C equals 5, we'd be done. But because it's a negative, we've got to get rid of that negative 1. So we will divide by negative 1. Divide by negative 1, it cancels out. C equals negative 5. No parentheses, will not distribute, combine like terms. There's not any on the same side of the equal sign. Variables on the left. I need to get this negative D to the left side. I will add it. They're subtracting, I will add. Let's just add it like adding 1D. Now, so I simplify, I have 3D plus 9.7 equals negative 17. Well, now I'll try to get my constants to the right. They're adding 9.7, so I'll subtract 9.7. Signs are the same. So add these two numbers. Bring down what I've not used. Now I'm still trying to get D by itself, but D is being multiplied to 3, so I will divide by 3. $26.7 divided by 3, D equals 8.9. Moving on to this last example on lesson 2.2. Distribute, no, there's not any parentheses. Combine like terms, not any on the same side of the equal sign. Variables on the left. I need to get 56t to the left. It's a positive, so I'll subtract. Gone. 210 minus 56 is 154. Do not forget your variable. And you have minus 68 equals 1,164. Now I need to get constants to the right. So they're subtracting, so I'll add 68. Add 68. Combine these two together. Bring that what I do not have, what I have not used, sorry. And now we got to get t by itself. So they are multiplying by 154. So we will divide by 154. And when we divide by this, t will equal 8. Those are examples for solving equations with variables on both sides.